My sister has been faking a pregnancy for 7 months to keep her boyfriend from breaking up with her, and the entire family has been planning a baby shower and buying gifts and preparing to welcome a grandchild that doesn't exist. I discovered the truth 2 weeks ago when I went to her apartment unannounced and found her without the pregnancy bump she's been wearing around family, and when I confronted her, she broke down and admitted she's been using a fake belly and lying about doctor's appointments because her boyfriend threatened to leave her and she panicked and told him she was pregnant thinking she'd figure out a solution later. Now the due date is in 3 weeks and she still hasn't come up with a plan, and she's begging me not to tell anyone because she's convinced she can fake a miscarriage or say the baby was stillborn. But I'm watching my parents prepare a nursery in their house and my mom cry happy tears about becoming a grandmother, and I don't know if I should expose my sister's lie and destroy her relationship and reputation or keep her secret and be complicit in this increasingly deranged deception. This is the most insane situation I've ever been in, and I genuinely don't know what the right thing to do is. The perfect sister. My sister, Vanessa, 28F, has always been the golden child in our family. I'm Morgan, 25F, and I've spent my entire life watching Vanessa be everything our parents wanted. Beautiful, charming, ambitious, the kind of daughter who makes parents brag at parties. I love my sister, but I won't pretend our relationship hasn't been complicated. She's always gotten more attention, more praise, more everything. When she got engaged at 24, my parents threw a massive engagement party. When I got promoted at work last year, they said, "That's nice," and changed the subject. So when Vanessa's engagement fell apart 2 years ago, her fiancé left her for someone else. It was almost shocking to see her be anything less than perfect. She spiraled, gained weight, stopped taking care of herself, barely left her apartment for months. Then she met Tyler about a year ago. He seemed great, successful lawyer, attractive, treated her well. Vanessa transformed back into her old self. She lost the weight, started dressing up again, posted constantly on social media about how happy she was. My parents were thrilled. "Vanessa's back," my mom would say. But I noticed things weren't quite right. Tyler didn't come to family dinners often. When he did, he seemed distracted, like he'd rather be anywhere else. Vanessa was always anxious around him, constantly checking her phone, always worried about saying or doing the wrong thing. I asked her once if everything was okay. "Perfect," she said, smiling too brightly. "Tyler's just busy with work. But we're great." Then 3 months ago, at a family dinner, Vanessa announced she was pregnant. The announcement. It was a Sunday dinner at my parents' house. Vanessa stood up, glass of water in hand. She'd been drinking wine at every family dinner before that, and said, "Tyler and I have some news. We're expecting." My mom screamed. My dad teared up. Everyone rushed to hug Vanessa and congratulate her. Tyler looked uncomfortable but smiled and accepted handshakes from my dad and uncles. I was surprised. Vanessa and Tyler had only been together about 9 months at that point, and I didn't even know they were that serious. But everyone else was so happy that I pushed aside my doubts and joined in the celebration. Over the next few months, Vanessa's pregnancy became the family's main focus. Mom started knitting baby clothes. Dad began building a crib. They cleaned out the spare room to turn it into a nursery for when Vanessa visited with the baby. Vanessa posted bump photos on social media. She talked about morning sickness, cravings, doctor's appointments. She and Tyler were having a girl. They were going to name her Lily. My mom organized a baby shower for next month. Invitations went out. Gifts started arriving. Our family group chat was constant baby talk, names, nursery themes, parenting advice. I was happy for Vanessa, even if a small part of me felt that familiar jealousy. Of course, Vanessa would have a perfect pregnancy announcement and supportive boyfriend and doting parents. Of course, everything would work out perfectly for her. Except it wasn't perfect. It wasn't even real. 2 weeks ago, I stopped by Vanessa's apartment unannounced. I'd been in the neighborhood and thought I'd drop off some maternity clothes my friend had given me to pass along. Vanessa had mentioned she needed more comfortable outfits. I knocked. No answer. I knew she was home. Her car was in the lot, and she'd posted on Instagram an hour earlier about relaxing at home. I tried the door. It was unlocked. "Vanessa?" I called out, walking in. No response. I heard the TV on in her bedroom. I walked back there and pushed open the door. Vanessa was lying on her bed in leggings and a tank top, scrolling through her phone. Her stomach was completely flat. She looked up and saw me. Her face went white. Morgan, what are you? I didn't hear you knock. Where's your pregnant belly? She sat up quickly, pulling a blanket over herself.
What?
You're supposed to be 7 months pregnant. Where's the bump? She started crying. Please close the door. I closed the door, stood there staring at her. Are you going to tell me what's going on? She cried harder. I can't. You'll hate me. Try me. She took a shaky breath, reached into her nightstand, and pulled out what looked like a beige fabric pouch shaped like a pregnant belly. I'm not pregnant, she whispered. I never was. I felt like the floor dropped out from under me. What? I'm not pregnant. I've been faking it. With this. She held up the fake belly. I bought it online. It's for costume purposes or something. I've been wearing it around family and posting photos with it, but I'm not actually pregnant. I sat down on the edge of her bed, my mind reeling. Why? Tyler was going to break up with me. She was sobbing now, words pouring out between gasps. 3 months ago, he said he didn't think we were working out, that he wanted different things, that he thought we should end it.
And I panicked.
I told him I was pregnant. Jesus, Vanessa. I thought it would buy me time, that he'd stay with me and fall back in love with me, and we'd work it out. I thought maybe I could get actually pregnant and then it wouldn't be a lie. But he doesn't want to sleep with me anymore. He's barely even talking to me. He's just staying out of obligation. And the family? I couldn't just tell Tyler I was pregnant and not tell everyone else. Mom would have known something was wrong. So I told everyone. And then I had to keep up the lie. Buy the fake belly, make up doctor's appointments, plan for a baby that doesn't exist. Vanessa, this is insane. This is actually insane. I know it's insane. But I didn't know how to stop it once it started. It just kept getting bigger and bigger, and now we're 3 weeks from my due date, and I have no idea what to do. What's your plan? You can't produce a baby. I was thinking I could fake a late-term miscarriage. Or say the baby was stillborn. Something tragic that makes everyone feel too bad to ask questions. I stared at her. You are going to make our parents grieve a grandchild that never existed? I don't have another option. If I just admit I lied, Tyler will definitely leave me. Mom and Dad will be devastated. Everyone will hate me. My life will be over. Your life will be over when you can't produce a baby in 3 weeks. She put her face in her hands. I know. That's why I need more time to figure this out. There's nothing to figure out. You have to tell the truth.
No.
Morgan, please. Please don't tell anyone.
Please.
I'm begging you. Vanessa. I'll handle it. I promise.
I just need a little more time.
Maybe I can convince Tyler to move away with me. Tell everyone the baby died after birth, and we need space to grieve. Then we move and start over, and no one has to know. You think Tyler is going to go along with that? He thinks he has a daughter coming in 3 weeks. He's barely involved. He doesn't come to doctor's appointments. He doesn't talk about the baby. I don't think he really believes it's real anyway. I think he suspects something. Then you definitely need to come clean before this gets worse. It can't get worse than losing Tyler and humiliating myself in front of the entire family. We argued for another hour. I told her she had to tell the truth. She begged me not to tell anyone, to give her time to figure out a solution. I finally agreed to keep her secret for 1 week. 1 week for her to tell Tyler and our parents the truth, or I'd tell them myself. She promised she would. I didn't believe her. The week of hell. That week was torture. I went to family dinner on Sunday and watched my mom show off the nursery she'd prepared. A beautiful room with a crib Dad had built by hand, stuffed animals, a rocking chair, baby monitors. Vanessa, come see. Mom said, practically glowing. We're almost ready for Lily. Vanessa, wearing her fake belly and a maternity dress, smiled and complimented everything. It's perfect, Mom. She's going to love it. I felt sick. How could she do this? How could she stand there and let her parents invest so much time and love and money into a lie? At dinner, everyone talked about the baby shower plan for next weekend. Who was coming, what games we'd play, what gifts people had bought. I can't wait to meet her, my aunt said, rubbing Vanessa's fake belly. 3 more weeks. I know, Vanessa said. I can't believe it's so close. I excused myself and went to the bathroom. Texted Vanessa. You have to tell them. This week. She texted back. I will. I promise. I'm working on it. But the days passed and she didn't tell anyone. She kept posting on social media about pregnancy symptoms. Kept texting in the family chat about baby preparations. Kept pretending. On Thursday, I called Tyler. I'd gotten his number from Vanessa's phone months ago. I know, invasion of privacy, but I was desperate. Hello. Tyler, it's Morgan. Vanessa's sister. We need to talk. Okay. What's up? It's about the pregnancy. Do you have time to meet for coffee? There was a long pause. What about the pregnancy? I'd rather talk in person. We met that evening at a Starbucks. Tyler looked exhausted. Dark circles under his eyes, rumpled clothes, like he hadn't been sleeping. So, what did you want to talk about? He asked. I took a breath. How much do you actually know about Vanessa's pregnancy? He looked uncomfortable. What do you mean? Have you been to any doctor's appointments with her?
No.
She always says they're during work hours, and she doesn't want me to miss work for routine checkups. Have you seen any ultrasounds? She showed me pictures. Why are you asking this? When's the last time you felt a baby kick? Vanessa always says the baby's sleeping when I'm around. Or moving in a way I can't feel from the outside.
Why?
What's going on? Is something wrong with the baby? I almost told him. Almost said the words. There is no baby. Your girlfriend has been lying to you for months. But I stopped myself. This wasn't my truth to tell. It was Vanessa's. And she'd promised she'd tell him. Never mind, I said. I just wanted to make sure you were supporting her properly. Pregnancy is hard. I'm doing my best, he said, and he sounded so tired and defeated that I felt bad for him. I left that coffee shop knowing Vanessa had to tell him soon. He clearly had doubts. He was already pulling away. The longer this went on, the worse it would be. I texted Vanessa. I talked to Tyler.
He suspects something.
You need to tell him now. She called me immediately. You talked to Tyler? Morgan, what did you tell him? Nothing. But he has doubts. He asked me questions. He knows something's off. You had no right to talk to him behind my back. You had no right to drag me into your lie. Tell him, Vanessa.
Today.
Or I will. You wouldn't. Try me. She hung up on me. The baby shower was scheduled for Saturday, 2 weeks before Vanessa's due date. I woke up that morning hoping Vanessa had finally confessed and the shower would be canceled. Instead, I got a text from my mom. Can you come early to help set up? So excited for today. The shower was at my parents' house. When I arrived, my mom and aunts were decorating pink balloons, It's a Girl banners, a table full of gifts. My mom had made elaborate desserts shaped like baby items. Isn't this beautiful? Mom said. Vanessa's going to be so surprised. She thinks it's just a small family thing, but I invited all her friends too. Mom, can I talk to you in private? Sure, honey. What's wrong? We went to the kitchen. I almost told her. Almost said, there's no baby.
This is all a lie.
Cancel the shower before this gets worse. But then I thought about how devastated she'd be. How humiliated. How angry. And I thought about Vanessa's promise that she'd handle it. So I said, nothing. Never mind. Just wanted to see if you needed help with anything. Guests started arriving at noon. Vanessa showed up in a flowy dress with her fake belly prominently displayed, Tyler trailing behind her looking miserable. We played shower games. People guessed the baby's weight and length. We had a diaper raffle. Everyone oohed and awed over tiny baby clothes as Vanessa opened gifts. She was a perfect actress. Smiling, thanking everyone, talking about how excited she was to meet Lily, how she couldn't wait for this new chapter of her life. Tyler sat in the corner, barely participating. At one point, I saw him on his phone, texting someone, completely checked out. During cake, my mom gave a speech about how proud she was of Vanessa, how she couldn't wait to be a grandmother, how this baby was already so loved by so many people. Vanessa cried, real tears streaming down her face. Thank you all so much. This means the world to me. I felt sick. All these people celebrating something that didn't exist. All these gifts for a baby that wasn't real. All this love being poured into a lie. After the shower, I cornered Vanessa in the bathroom. You have to tell them, I said. This has gone too far. I can't. You saw how happy they are. I can't destroy that. You're going to have to destroy it eventually. You can't produce a baby, Vanessa. I'm working on the miscarriage story. I'm going to post about going into early labor next week. Then I'll post that something went wrong and the baby didn't make it. Everyone will be too sad to ask questions. That's your plan? To make everyone grieve. It's better than admitting I lied. No, it's not. It's so much worse. Please, Morgan.
Please just trust me.
One more week. That's all I need. I've given you weeks already. This ends now. If you tell them, I'll never forgive you. You'll lose me as a sister. I'm going to lose you anyway when this all comes out. She left the bathroom. I stayed there, staring at myself in the mirror, trying to figure out what to do. The ultimatum. That night, I made a decision. I called a family meeting for the next day. Told my parents it was urgent, that everyone needed to be there, Vanessa and Tyler included. Vanessa texted me. What are you doing? I replied, forcing her hand. Tell them before the meeting, or I will. You're a terrible sister. You're a terrible person. The next day, Sunday evening, everyone gathered in my parents' living room. Mom and Dad looked worried. Vanessa looked terrified. Tyler looked confused. What's this about, Morgan? Dad asked. I looked at Vanessa. Do you want to tell them, or should I? Vanessa's eyes filled with tears. Morgan, please. Tell us what? Mom asked, looking between us. Vanessa started sobbing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry for what, honey? Mom went to her, tried to hug her, but Vanessa pulled away. I'm not pregnant, Vanessa said. There's no baby. There never was. The room went silent. Mom froze. Dad's face went blank. Tyler stood up.
What? Tyler said.
What did you just say? I'm not pregnant. I lied. I've been wearing a fake belly, making up doctor's appointments. All of it was fake. Mom stepped back, hand over her mouth.
No.
No, that's not possible.
We've seen you.
You've been pregnant for 7 months. It's fake. All of it. I'm so sorry. Dad's face turned red. Why would you do this? Vanessa looked at Tyler. Because he was going to leave me.
And I panicked.
And I told him I was pregnant to make him stay. And then I had to tell everyone else. And it just spiraled. Tyler's expression was a mix of anger and relief. You've been lying to me for 3 months? About being pregnant with my child? I thought I could fix it. I thought we'd fall back in love, and I could get actually pregnant, and… You're insane. You're actually insane. Tyler grabbed his jacket. We're done. We're so completely done. Don't contact me again. He left. Slammed the door. We heard his car start and drive away. Mom was crying now. The nursery. The shower. All those people. All those gifts. How could you do this? I'm sorry, Mom. Sorry? You're sorry? Do you have any idea how humiliated I'm going to be? We have to contact everyone from the shower. Tell them there's no baby. Return all those gifts. What are we supposed to say? And that beautiful room your father built. Mom gestured at Dad, who looked like he'd aged 10 years in the past 5 minutes. He spent weeks building that crib. I knitted clothes for a baby that doesn't exist. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Then when were you going to stop it? Dad finally spoke, his voice cold. Were you going to fake a stillbirth? Make us mourn a grandchild who never existed? Vanessa's silence was answer enough. Get out, Dad said. Get out of our house. Dad, please.
Get out.
Vanessa looked at me, her eyes pleading. I looked away. She grabbed her purse and left, still crying. After she was gone, Mom turned to me. How long have you known? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And you didn't tell us? She begged me not to. She promised she'd tell you herself. I gave her time. You should have told us immediately.
I know. I'm sorry.
I didn't know what to do. Mom started crying again. Dad put his arm around her. We need to be alone, he said to me. I left them there, sitting in their living room full of baby shower decorations, processing the fact that their golden child had lied to them in the most devastating way possible. Hashtag the fallout. The next week was chaos. My parents had to contact everyone from the baby shower, return gifts, explain that there was no baby. The humiliation was immense. Some people were sympathetic. Others were angry. They felt deceived, like they'd been made fools of. One of my aunts posted a vague Facebook status about people who lie about pregnancies, and it got dozens of comments from people who'd attended the shower. Vanessa's social media went silent. She deleted all her pregnancy posts. Her Instagram bio no longer mentioned becoming a mom. Tyler posted a single story. Sometimes you don't know someone as well as you think you do. Moving forward. It was obviously about Vanessa. My parents weren't speaking to Vanessa. She tried calling them multiple times. They didn't answer. She showed up at the house once. They didn't let her in. She called me crying. I've lost everything. Tyler's gone.
Mom and Dad hate me.
My friends are all asking questions I can't answer. What am I supposed to do? Tell the truth. Apologize.
Get therapy.
Figure out why you thought this was an acceptable thing to do. I made a mistake. This wasn't a mistake. This was months of deliberate deception. You need professional help, Vanessa. You're supposed to be on my side. You're my sister. I am your sister. That's why I'm telling you that you need help. This isn't normal behavior. She hung up on me. Hashtag 3 months later. It's been 3 months since the truth came out. Here's where everyone stands. Vanessa * moved to a different city.
Got a new job.
Is supposedly in therapy, though I don't know if that's true. She texts me occasionally, superficial stuff, avoiding any real conversation about what happened. We have a relationship, but it's strained and surface level. My parents * still hurt and angry. They dismantled the nursery, donated everything. Mom had to take down a pregnancy announcement she'd posted on Facebook and explain to everyone what happened. She's embarrassed to go to church because people ask about the baby. Dad doesn't talk about Vanessa at all. They're seeing a therapist to process the betrayal. Tyler * from what I heard through mutual friends, he's dating someone new. He's blocked Vanessa on everything.
Good for him, honestly.
Me * dealing with complicated feelings about all of it. I'm angry at Vanessa for putting me in that position. I'm sad that our relationship is damaged, maybe permanently. I'm relieved the truth is out but guilty that I didn't tell it sooner. Some people have told me I should have exposed Vanessa immediately, that I was wrong to keep her secret even for 2 weeks. Maybe they're right. Maybe I enabled the lie by not shutting it down the moment I discovered it. Others say I did the right thing by giving her a chance to confess on her own terms. That it wasn't my place to blow up her life. I don't know what the right answer is. I just know that the whole situation was a nightmare with no good options. Hashtag reflections. The thing that haunts me most is wondering when Vanessa would have stopped if I hadn't found out. Would she really have faked a stillbirth? Made our parents grieve? Put them through that trauma just to cover her lie? I think she would have. I think she was so desperate to avoid consequences that she would have done anything. That's what scares me most about my sister. Not that she lied about being pregnant, but that she was willing to cause so much pain to so many people rather than face the truth. Tyler was manipulated and deceived for months. My parents' excitement and joy were exploited. Extended family, friends, everyone who came to that shower, they were all props in Vanessa's desperate attempt to keep her boyfriend. And for what? She lost him anyway. Lost our parents' trust. Lost her reputation. lost relationships that might never be repaired. All because she couldn't handle being rejected. Couldn't accept that a relationship was ending. Had to control the narrative at any cost. I hope therapy helps her. I hope she gets to a place where she understands why what she did was so wrong. I hope someday our family can heal. But I don't know if we ever will. Some betrayals are too deep. Some lies too big. Hashtag final thoughts. To anyone reading this who's in a situation where you know someone is lying about something serious, I don't have good advice. Every situation is different. But I will say this, secrets like that are heavy. Carrying them for other people will weigh on you. If I could do it over, I think I'd tell my parents immediately. Not to hurt Vanessa, but to protect everyone else from getting more invested in a lie. The baby shower wouldn't have happened. People wouldn't have bought gifts. My parents wouldn't have built a nursery. The truth would have hurt. But it would have hurt less than letting the lie grow for 2 more weeks. Sometimes protecting people from the truth actually does more damage than the truth itself. I learned that the hard way. Update, 6 months later asterisk. Vanessa reached out last week. Said she's been in intensive therapy and has been diagnosed with some mental health issues that her therapist thinks contributed to her behavior. She said she's working on herself and wants to apologize properly to everyone she hurt. She asked if I'd be willing to meet with her and a therapist to do a mediated conversation. I said yes. We're meeting next month. I don't know if this will repair our relationship. I don't know if I can fully trust her again. But I'm willing to try. My parents aren't ready yet. They said maybe eventually, but not now. The wound is still too fresh. I get it. Forgiveness takes time. Healing takes time. Trust, once broken this badly, might never be fully restored. But maybe that's okay. Maybe some relationships change permanently, and you have to build something new from the pieces. I'll let you know how it goes.